The child was born in America, and grow up when they are in adolescence.
And tell you about my gender.
I can't confirm it yet. How many Chinese parents can accept this?
When I talk to my American friends
when talking about their children's education, I was very confused.
There are two distinct opinions on this.
One side says the earlier the better. Understand the society here and the humanities here to better integrate into future work and study life. The other side says never come too early. Countless psychological problems and countless unexpected accidents are waiting for you. Adolescence plus huge cultural shock and high academic expectations. A considerable proportion of children have problems, and once there is a problem, it is really hard to fix. Some problems will last a lifetime. Every time we talk about education issues, I have to remind myself I must have my own opinion. Both sides are very firm in their opinions, without doubt. So I just want to know about this Chinese people, history of studying in the United States, and what happened. In fact, the earliest Chinese students were around the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1880s. The government had a man named Rong Hong who graduated from Yale University. The first Chinese student, he advocated the government, saying that we should send children to learn from the West to control the West. We must learn it and learn about it. In the following years, he got the support of Li Hongzhang and others. Strong support. 30 students were sent, including children and maybe half-sized children. 4 batches of 120 people were sent later. The domestic opposition voices rose. The children were not cared about. Culture conflicted before they had time to adapt. They were integrated. They must have cut their braids. Then they wore their clothes and participated in their activity. The Qing government couldn't stand it anymore. Chan Lambing, a conservative representative, firmly opposed. It's bad. They will corrupt our children. And when they returned to China, and our Chinese, and our domestic children as well, it was a great pressure on them. Later, a monitor was sent. The monitor is to supervise. Rong Hong, who promoted this, could only be an assistant to go and see what's going on. The monitor was quite simple. As an official, you need wisdom, so they couldn't stop it. This kind of thing, for kids, they first proposed, keep braids and wear the original clothes and stick to the ritual of worshipping Confucius. These 3 points must not change. If you do, it's your problem. This is also a wisdom of being an official. First set the bottom line. Soon they found that the bottom line could not be kept. After failing to report the situation to the court will urgently recall, and all of them must come back. Plan to give up. Needless to say, Rong Hong, and strongly opposed, including the then U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant and the well-known American writer Mark Twain, had specifically sent protests to the Qing court. They should stay and let them be bridges for cultural exchanges. They are willing for you to learn. They can teach us their skills to control us. The government firmly recalled these people. Do you have any idea about this? In the true story of IQ and in the tea house, there are such images in them. These people who were recalled were pitiful. Are they called fake foreigners? Cut their braids, wearing suits. They were looked down upon after returning. The government put them in some remote, useless departments. These people are very conspicuous in social life. So many literary works we can see today have the figure of the pseudo-foreign devil in them. It was mainly because these people came back, brought this picture. Those who didn't come back later became pillars of society, became pillars of America. This is the initial study abroad, an awkward ending. This is the first stage, from the 1880s until after World War II. During this period, there were still many Chinese went abroad to study, overcoming various obstacles, not just the United States, and France, Japan. Many of our leaders were also like this.
The goal of studying abroad at that time was to save the country.
And it did play this role, in fact. It can be said that Chinese students, the first stage, had such a characteristic. Then came the post-World War II McCarthyism, right? The US at least regarded China as the object of the Cold War.
The state of studying abroad was very weak at that time.
Until the reform and opening up. Starting from 1979, there were sporadic students studying abroad. By the 1980s, TOEFL was introduced to China, which slowly opened the way for studying abroad. The Nansen speech, which promoted a large number of students to study abroad. Today in the United States, we will meet a lot of such people. They are about 60 or 70 years old. They went abroad in the 80s and 90s. They are a considerable force. So they didn't go to save the country.
The main theme of their going abroad was immigration.
They hope to live in a more international place and live in a more free place. First, on the way, they could stay on the way up. They go to the top. If not, then they worked. They can endure all kinds of hardships as long as they can get the status. Now, these people are elites in various fields in the US.